Okay, I think we're going to get started right about now. Hello, everyone. This is not a total live stream, not a total request live stream, but a catch-up stream. Hope that was obvious from the title. But I had a few requests that I did not get to the last time that were tipped, and I've got a new feature now. The poll. I'm going to put a poll here in the chat. Once I had the link all ready to go. Oh, I did have the link ready to go, so I'm just gonna do it like this. So let's see if this works. It did not work. Sometimes it works, but this one did not work. It's supposed to look like this. You can vote. The poll is open. I collected a bunch of requests that I did not get to last time that were not tipped, so they're not prioritized. So I'm just going to let you guys decide which one I'm going to do tonight while I catch up on the request tips. So with that in mind, I'm going to welcome everybody. Hello. Hello to Plush Blue. You are first, and then Exotic Mations, and Donta, and King Dragnil, and Haley, and it's Joshua, and Toban. Toban Studios, welcome back Toban, and Mario, and Liston, and Mike Chicago, and Zaryu, and I think that's everyone so far. Oh, and hi Jaws Lover, who says, I voted for mine. I figured that might happen. So,
Hi, Joe. Ready for a fun stream?
Yes, I am ready for a fun stream, Beowulf. Thank you for joining and subscribing again. So, again, if you guys want to support, there's links for buying stuff from my t-shirt shop and all of the buttons that you can push on YouTube. Right now, I'm just going to get going. I'm going to get online with Instagram. I am live on Instagram, so we're ready to go. If you will notice, this is what I finished up last time. We had some Reverse Flash and Marvin, Darkwing, with just like, could not get Darkwing right. Just could not get the dynamic pose that I wanted. But every new stream is an opportunity to do better, so I saved all of the anime for this one. So this is Dr. Ciel, Dr. Ciel from Mega Man. I got a cheer! Hey! Kitcha Cat cheered. Thank you, Kitcha Cat. I enjoy that. And I appreciate that. So we're gonna see what I can do with some of this over here. I'm gonna put this in a ref folder so I can do that. Yeah, so if you are joining on Instagram, welcome. This is not a regular request stream. This is a catch-up stream where I'm going to catch up on all the stuff that I did not get to the last stream because it was absolutely bananas. But I do have a poll going for what characters, I'll do one more request of the non-tipped characters. And you can go to either YouTube or Twitch or Facebook or anything to get the link in the chat, because I cannot restream to Instagram quite yet. So if you want to vote in the poll, then you can join me on one of those other platforms. And I started drawing and immediately words just flew out of my head. How is everybody? How is everybody? I just came back from a little vacation with the family, and I am exhausted, and the sunburn is fading, thankfully, but it was lots and lots of fun, but I'm so glad to be home. and I got tired of the same music. I feel like I had been repeating music a whole lot, so I chose some tango music. Sometimes that can be really cool. So hopefully it's cool and not annoying. And I'm gonna wave at some people here. Hello. 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 Do I know anybody here? I'm just gonna check and see. Oh, I have somebody who requested to join live. I'm not sure about that. Should I take calls? Should I do that this stream? And we have some more people joining us. Del Guzman from Facebook. Just having fun with us. Awesome. And Zaryu just went to Michigan's Adventure. Is that a theme park? And Haley asked, what do we do on the vacation? We went to the beach, and we took an somewhat impromptu visit to the Magic Kingdom in Orlando, because it was like really close by. And the girls had never been to Disney World before, and it was very hot, and we're never going in June again. But it was lots of fun. We got to do the Tiki Room and the Haunted Mansion. I got to traumatize my 4-year-old, but she has since said that she liked it, and she wants to go again. So, but I remember being horrified, refusing to open my eyes at the Haunted Mansion, but it's one of my absolute favorite things now. It's dark in there. We were surprised at how dark it was. I don't remember it being that dark and spooky. I remember it being so much more lighthearted. But when we were in the growing room, you know, where all the paintings get longer and you see how the portrait people died, right before the Hanged Man and the thunder, somebody in the audience just screamed the loudest scream you ever heard, just like right in our ears, and it just set her off, and she was in a bad mood for the rest of the ride. Just like terrified, burying her face in my side. But by the end of the day, she was like, you know what, I like the singing ghosts. So good for you, kitten, good for you. And Haley said, I would not do that, in reference to letting somebody join the stream. Yeah, if it's somebody I don't know, I'm not sure about it. Oh, Beautiful Witch Hazel. Oh, I'm gonna add that to the poll. Okay, Beautiful Witch Hazel. I'm gonna say transformed into a beautiful girl from, was that Broomstick Bunny? Broomstick Bunny? That Witch Hazel? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna add that because that's one I've forgotten about for quite a while. And she'll answer your question, Donta. Patience, please. Oh, you have a question, Donta. Let me see. Where is... I'm trying to see. I do not see a question. Okay, Donta, there you go. I would have to say this twice. Have you made a comic series or comic strip before? That is something I would like to hear or answer a little bit. Not like a series, but just little comics here and there about personal experiences mostly. When I was in high school, I wanted to have a comic strip about a bunch of animals that run a nightclub, like a fun jazz nightclub. And then I was in a comic book shop one day. Not in high school, but I think I was in college. And in the comic shop, I came across a little book called Lackadaisy, and I just sort of gave up on my idea because Lackadaisy is so much better than what I was doing. But yeah, comics are something I really enjoy. I've been collecting all the volumes of Bone lately because I never read Bone, and I'm really enjoying it, and the girls are enjoying it too. They keep asking me, like, who is the hooded one? I'm like, I don't know, you read more than I have. This is irresponsible of me, but I trust that this is kidlit. I mean, the rat creatures are pretty terrifying looking, but they don't seem to be traumatizing my children very, very much, so I'll let it pass. Okay, draw through. Draw through. Do as I say and not as I do. Always remember to draw that line through. If I ever become a teacher, I will speak solely in rhymes. Then everyone will remember. Okay. This character has really big hands, and I don't mind that. And she's holding like a thing. Like a magic thing. A magic science thing. I didn't read too much about this character, but I know she's a scientist. And I know she has a thing that's sort of magic science. Oh, I got a request from Inkwell. Carolyn says, I'm still angry Bone doesn't get an animated series. Isn't there going to be a Bone movie? And Bartleby is pretty cute for a monster rat. My oldest is reading ahead and she keeps talking about Bartleby, and I'm like, don't ruin it for me. I haven't gotten there yet. But I heard that there was a Bone film in production. Am I wrong about that? Now that would be interesting. I'd be interested to see like a good Bone film. Like a fantasy series with... Like, that would be a proper use of CG, in my opinion. But we'll see. Inkwell says, would I be able to join in for a spell? I'm not sure how to... It doesn't seem like... Oh, somebody says, I think they canceled it. There's no Bone film, alas. Oh well. And Manny, hello Manny! Jeff Smith has tried to get Bone animated numerous times, but he keeps getting shafted. It's shifted from a movie to a TV show. Man, that's so sad. It's such a cool story. It's just and funny. It's so funny. Like, you don't need to do much work to create this as a movie because it's already perfectly boarded out. It's already perfectly performed. Just do it like the book says. But we have Inkwell wants to join. I don't know, should I have a little chat with somebody for a little bit? What would you like to chat about? So it looks like Inkwell and Carolyn. Let's see, what is the subject with which we would like to chat? Oh, and Manny's my name wants to join. Oh, lots of people want to join and do a call-in, I guess. Oh, she's got chunky heels. Pardon me. These don't look like comfortable shoes to me. These are not conducive to science work. Inkwell says, could talk about anything, actually drawing myself. What do you guys think? Should I take calls? It might be bots. No, I don't think Inkwell is a bot. Mike Chicago says, man, I wonder what's going to happen with Lackadaisy. I hope it's like Hello Boss and gets a series. As much as the comic is cool, I like it better animated. I don't know how you could do Lackadaisy as an animated series without some serious financing. Like, that pilot was legit incredible. Just... I don't know. But, you know, you never know. Okay, so I think I've got that sketched, and she's not on a proper ground plane. Let me see if I can fudge this a little bit. And I'm reluctant to take calls because it's kind of hard for me to manage talking and drawing at the same time. Maybe I could do it for a few minutes. I don't know. Chat, tell me. Tell me what you think. Plush Blue says you can take calls. And Tobon says she's really cute in your style. Thank you. Was this your request, Tobon? I can't remember. I don't have a way to track whose requests these are, which I should. And I've got a follow. Thank you, Super Toro. And Razzle Dazzle has joined. Hey, Razzle Dazzle. And Ice Cream Hero, welcome. Cheesecake Warrior. Sends something. Oh, thank you for the cheer, Super. That's really nice. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna move on because these shapes are not taking shape properly. So I'm going to she needs a neck. Okay, arms. Why do arms always look too long or too short? And so I'm going to move on here, and this is an OC. I can't remember who requested her. I'm just gonna see what I can do. Holler if this is yours. And Cheesecake said, just link the reference image for a potential request now. Oh, let me see if the poll thing is working now. It is not. Okay, so I'm just going to copy and paste. Whoever, if I'm not taking requests this one, this is a catch-up stream, just to reiterate. If you would like to, however, vote on which non-tipped character I should draw this stream, go ahead and look at that poll right here, and let me know your input, your preference. I know there's a couple really good ones in there. I might keep this thing up and do this periodically when I'm unable to make decisions myself as I see fit. Or maybe I'll do a whole stream where we just vote on the ones that you want me to do. I have lost. So, hello, Matthew. Are you talking to someone in the chat, or am I trying to understand? I'm just a little lost with the thread of the conversation. So, if you have a question for me, could you restate it with context? And hello, guys. Hello, guys. Oh, I've got a super chat. Oh, thank you, Exons2. Thank you very kindly. And I hope you understand I'm not taking, the requests are full, and I am just catching up on requests from the previous stream. And Matthew says these streams seem to get me pretty frantic considering the time frame for the request form. No, there's no request form this time. I am catching up on requests from the previous stream because it was a little much before. So I'm just catching up. There's no request form, but I'm keeping the poll open. So if you want to have input on the fourth request that I do tonight, but yeah, it's tough. I can't keep the request form open that long because then I'll never be able to slog through all of them. And then I'll get pretty frantic. And then, I don't know, maybe that makes it more entertaining if I'm tearing my hair out. Okay, shoes. I've seen shoes before. I know how they work. They go on the things called feet. And therefore, they take on the shape of said thing called feet. She's got a zip right there. Okay, so I think she's constructed. My name said should probably be pinned that there's no request tonight. Have it flashing on the screen. Can I pin comments in the chat? I wasn't aware that I could do that on Restream. Dang it. Does anybody know if I can pin a comment? The poll will open up again soon. The poll should be open. I did not close the poll. Oh lordy, why is the link not working anymore? Okay, I'm going to get the link again. Okay, here's the poll. Everybody let me know. Is that working? Manali says, I need to go to sleep now, but this is preventing me from doing so. Well, I'm so sorry. The poll works, I think. Okay, just making sure the poll still works. Oh man, why is Restream showing... Man, Restream is messing. I turned off the chat timer. Excuse me 1 second. Reply commands. I am turning off the chat timers. So there should be no chat timers. Disable the chat timers. Okay. As far as my knowledge goes, comments on the stream chats are pinnable. I don't see any way to do that. It would be great if I could pin some of these. It would be great. But I don't see a way to do it. Maybe I should be like, I guarantee to do the request of anyone who solves problems for me. And Razzle Dazzle says, these streams are so comforting. It is good to see somebody else flailing around. It does make one feel comforted that it's like, wow, at least I'm not that person. I guess that's the basis for reality TV. Okay, I think I've got her done. Now we have this character, Don Quixote, requested by Webier. And I'm just letting you know, I'm going to do this off model. It's going to be real off model. Smaller body. Are those shorts or are they poofy pants? Oh, no, they're straight leg pants. Okay. Got it. What can I do to make this cuter? Voices! I hear voices. All right. DMB Network says, just came briefly to say hi before I go to sleep. Get some sleep for sure. That is what a wise person would do at this time of the day. Or evening, because it is evening. Aw, thank you, RT Buckland. That was very, very sweet. Thank you. RT Buckland. Do I know you? I feel like I know you. You're too nice to be a random person. I feel like I should, that's very familiar. So I am saying hello, hello. Becky! I knew it was you, Becky. Hi, Becky. I wish we could have visited more the last time you were here. Becky, remind me, where are you living? You're not in Georgia, right? Where are you? Chicago, yes. It's a little far removed. Well, if you're ever up in my neck of the woods again, I'd love to see ya. Okay, so now I get to draw the big sword. It's just so big. So unwieldy. Okay. What do you think? They look exactly the same. Totally on model. Totally. Alright, now I think it's a good time to check the poll. And And, oh, hi, Lindsay. Lindsay Stern has joined. Hello. Sorry if Webier said, sorry, this was my request last time. Sorry if this one is hard to draw. Like, I'm just not an anime person, so I make no promises it's gonna be on model. And it's, yeah, that's a good way to describe it, Plush Blue. I'll Sinatra it up. And something about being dorky. Lindsay says she's drawing along with you. Absolutely, that is awesome. And oh, we have somebody new joining, Freddy Cardeña. Saludos desde Bolivia. Well, hola, Freddy. I don't know if I have had someone from Bolivia join before. I'm glad to have you here. So let's check out the poll. As I've done, let's see, I could put all of these guys together so we can see that I have actually been drawing. And I'll finish one up as well. Okay, so we have, how many responses do you think we have? We have 53 responses. Wow, and one has won by quite a bit. It is Nifty from Has Been Hotel. Wow. Followed by Lucy Hartfilia from Fairy Tale. I was really hoping. Oh, Witch Hazel didn't get it. Mr. Wolf. And Seng. No, first is Nifty, next is Seng, then Lucy Hartfilia, then Chuck E. Cheese. Interesting. Okay, well, they've spoken. Nifty from Has Been. Let's see. Let's see. And Matthew says, which Chuck? I don't know. It's hard for me to keep track of all the stuff going on around me and trying to draw. Someday, like, again, you guys, I want these streams to be enjoyable for everybody. So if you have any suggestions for how to make it more interactive, more fair, more exciting, I am all ears. But like, my capacity for multitasking is very low. Like, talking and drawing is still a challenge. Like, I either gotta let my mind completely wander and just doodle nonsense. Oh boy, okay. Just got these great little swirls. not sure what the thing around her neck is. That's, I'm gonna say that's a little scarf. I'm gonna do some more Sinatraing. Maybe a little bit of a Maryland thing going on. So, somebody apologize to Vivzy for me. There we go. Oh, and Matthew is talking about a con experience that is about waiting in long, sweaty lines. I hear ya. I remember one year we got our passes for Dragon Con. Like, got them online really early. And the line to get the passes, like enter with our prepaid passes, was so much longer than just buying entry for the day. So we just bought entry for the day, because otherwise we would have never been able to get inside. And then I got a refund on the passes that I had pre-purchased. I was like, this doesn't seem like well planned out. And we noticed the cash line, nobody was ever in the cash line, so the next year we just brought cash and we just sailed in. But I haven't been to Dragon Con in a few years now. The last time I went, like, they didn't even have comics anymore. They still had an artist alley, but everything for sale, you couldn't buy comics there. There weren't any. It was all cosplay. It was just like warehouses and warehouses of corsets and tutus, but no comics. And it just irked me a bit. And I asked, where are the comics? And they said, we don't have them this year. Because people weren't buying comics anymore. I don't know. I decided to stop going for a while after that. Maybe I'll dip back in at some point, but cons are a lot of work. Okay. So I think I've got my nifty. But it's only 11:30. Should I keep going? I usually take this till 1 a.m. Easy. I think I will do just one more. then I shall respect the poll. Really, nobody wanted Lupin? I really wanted to draw Lupin the Third. What percentage did he get? Is that it? 1 point? There was just 1 vote for Lupin the Third? Really? You guys, come on. I really want to do one of Lupin and Mr. Wolf together because they're like the same personality. And also Lupin means wolf, so it was going to be this really cool mashup. You know, I'm going to do that next time. But I will abide. It is time for Seng from Unicorn Warriors Eternal. Did I say eternal? I need a good... Yeah, Seng is a cute character. Really funny character. But I really don't like it when they... Like, Unicorn is like the most beautiful show that just has these moments of ugliness. Like, why do they do the overly detailed thing? I really don't like it. I know that it's a Tartakovsky thing. I know he was really enamored of Spumco back in the day, but I just don't like when everything is like full of wrinkles and it just and like a million eyelashes. I just don't like it. That's my rant for the day. But I like the idea of this character that just lives in this other cosmos and is barely aware of what's going around him in reality. I mean, the whole overly detailed thing, am I the only one who's bothered by it? What do you guys think? Haley says you should do the mashed up. I'll take a Lupin. Squeal, Mr. Wolf, let's go. Then do it. Liston says, no, I took a poll. I am abiding the... I am giving the people what they want. So Webier says the Grand Rapids con had Doug Walker there, which I haven't checked out Doug Walker in ages. I can't remember the last thing. You know what I think it was? I think it was the Animaniacs reboot. I checked out what he had to think of it because I loved the interviews he did with the original Animaniacs crew. And he said it was really funny, and I was hoping he would just sort of be more critical of it. But I guess I'm just the oddball because I found it to be unbearable. For more details, you can see my YouTube video on the subject, where I make disappointed mom face the whole time. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. Hear me out. The latest episodes of Unicorn Warriors Eternal had a hot werewolf and a tiger guy. I don't get the tiger guy so much. Like the mythology of that show is just bananas. It's completely bonkers. I can't figure out if it's fantasy or steampunk. It's just everything all at once, all the time. But I'm watching it. Like, it's one of the few shows that's in recent years that has captured my interest. And what I do like about Unicorn is that it takes itself seriously. It's not constantly rolling its eyes at itself. Or at the audience. It's trying to legitimately tell a story, and I appreciate that. And give him these little Popeye arms. I like the aesthetic in some of the character designs. Just like definitely a heavy Fleischer influence in the designs, like the Popeye limbs. There's like a lot of Asterix looking stuff in this. Definitely, and obviously Betty Boop. But just in a context you wouldn't expect it, and it's, yeah, like I said, it's super interesting. I'm enjoying it. But it makes me scratch my head a lot. Inkwell says, Animaniacs 2020 is the reason I hate reboots, lol. Okay, Inkwell, I might have you join the stream then. The Animaniacs reboot isn't the reason I hate reboots, but it sort of cemented it. But, I mean, it seems to have gone over well. I know, it's gotten mostly positive feedback. But it just isn't Animaniacs at all to me. It's something completely different. Just something darker and less innocent. And they just completely pooped on the personalities of all of the Warners. The dark, effed up hamburger helper mascot. Wait, what's this about Gendy having in his head a dark version of the hamburger helper mascot? What's that a reference to? And you know, Betty Boop, in her way, is pretty dark to begin with. Like that Minnie the Moocher cartoon. Whoo boy! Some imagery in that will keep you awake at night. Aha! I have an opportunity to show movement with this tie, so I shall do it. Inkwell points out that the hype around Animaniacs 2020, it sort of died out after a few weeks after it came out. Yeah, it seemed to be received very well, but it didn't seem like a lot of people cared. I don't know if that was just my observation but it didn't get much coverage. I just don't think it was very funny. Even if it was, you know, its own thing. Not trying to be the original Animaniacs, but trying to be its own flavor of comedy. I still think it was not very good. Okay. I think I've got Seng. And Matthew is going to explain this. Someone on Twitter posted something that said, draw like a dark, effed up version of the Hamburger Helper mascot, haha, just a glimpse into my dark reality, a full stare into my twisted perspective would make most simply go insane. Okay, so that wasn't anything Gendy did. Okay. Matthew says there was a ton of Animaniacs reboot on Twitter, but Twitter's Twitter. It's its own world. I mean, does that translate into numbers? Who knows? I just know that it was probably a good thing that I wasn't able to finagle a gig on that show, because I probably either would have been miserable or gotten fired. Or both. Both is a possibility. Inkwell says, I can honestly talk about my problems with that reboot for hours. I don't think I've ever been burned / disappointed / irritated by a show that badly before. Yeah, so what are some shows that were complete disappointments to you? Like for me, it all started with Lost. I was just watched it religiously every week. And the first 2 seasons were so satisfying. Guess who was the showrunner for the first 2 seasons of Lost? Not the showrunner, sorry, the story editor. Because it's been the same showrunner. Guess who was the story editor on the first 2 seasons of Lost? Then it was Bird Girl. Drago says, holy cow, I saw a tweet of unicorn spoilers. Oh, no. Yeah. So, Mike, you said Bird Girl was a disappointment? Okay, well, I think I have done my bit for tonight. Which one should I finish out, you guys? Seng? Nifty? Don Quixote? Leilani? Or Dr. Ciel? Bird Girl for sure was a disappointment. I might have been the most disappointed person in the world because of Bird Girl. And Drago says, don't worry, Joe, my lips are sealed. It lacks humor and funny dialogue that made the other show great, and no Hanna-Barbera characters. Yeah. Nifty, nifty. And Hector, very practically, is saying Seng for thumbnail. Ciel. Okay, what would make the best thumbnail? Let's see, let's check this out. Ciel. I guess she would make the best thumbnail. She fills up the space. And Inkwell says, hey, do you want to see the Arakuan bird drawing I did after the stream? Yeah, post what you've been drawing and tag me for sure. I'd love to see what people are doing. And Mega Joe says, what's a modern show that wasn't a disappointment? That's a conundrum. Just all shows in general? Or... I'll tell you, there have been a few shows where the season 1 hooked me in recent years, but then completely collapsed in season 2. So I've stopped watching a lot of television and movies because I'm just so tired of being upset and disappointed instead of relaxed and enjoying, you know, a break from reality. And I just find myself getting so worked up about bad stories and inconsistent characters. And I'm like, this is all fake. It doesn't matter. Why? I'm going to go do other things. I'm going to grow some strawberries. I'm going to grow some blueberries. I'm going to draw. It's, you know, find other things to do. And I found I don't watch television every day anymore. But still, once in a while, I just sort of look around and see what's going on, what is getting really good reviews from the internet spaces, and like consistently for weeks, and people are still talking about it for months, maybe even years, if I really want to be careful with my time. And then I'll check some stuff out. But I'll tell you, one thing that I really loved was it? I loved it so much I can't remember the name. On Apple TV, it was the Severance, but it's a season 1, and I'm nervous about season 2. I'm hoping that it seems like they have a story planned out and they're not just going to do Lost again. It's not just going to be another mystery, open-ended mystery show. I think they know what they're doing. At least the optimistic part of me thinks that. So I'll say, yeah, Severance is a modern show that hasn't disappointed me yet. And have Gravity Falls. I was just talking with my nephew's girlfriend. She was talking about Gravity Falls coming out when she was a kid. I'm like, oh man, has it been that long? Has it been that long since Gravity Falls came out? Yeah, I really liked Gravity Falls. And Hector says, are you excited for Fixed by Gindi? Well, it's been a while since I've worked on it, so I don't know if it's changed much, but it's, you know, for adult animation, it's, like, the animation is going to be gorgeous. You guys are going to love it. But it's really filthy. I could not work on it with children around. So, yeah, from a purely artistic perspective, you're gonna flip over the animation in Fixed. Okay, Dr. Ciel. Am I pronouncing it right? Like Ciel? Somebody help me. Trevor says, Gravity Falls came out when I was a geriatric. And Mike Chicago says, is there going to be a new poll next week or back to drawing requests? Yeah, it'll be back to drawing requests. I might keep the poll in my back pocket. Because it seems like a lot of people are frustrated that they're not getting their requests in, and I'll just at least give them a chance if they want to drum up popular support. And if there's overwhelming response, then maybe, I don't know. It's just another thing. You know me, guys. I'm just experimenting, trying to find the most way, that the best way for people to have a good time watching me draw and ramble on. And I think the poll is a way for everyone to at least get a chance for their request. But I think maybe next time I'll start out with Lupin and Mr. Wolf together. Mash it up, way up. You know what? I decided that I was going to start inking. Yeah. I think it doesn't take that much more time to ink something, and it colors more easily and it's prettier. If I ever do get a chance to join the call, I'll torch you with my Don Knotts impression. It'll happen. All right, let's see. What inker should I use? Should I use something clean? Belgian comics. Let's try Belgian comics. Those Belgians, they make great waffles and comics, so let's just defer to them, shall we? This might end up being more work than I anticipated. Maybe I'm just gonna try and be careful here. That's not a shape. You know, maybe while I'm staring intensely at this thing, maybe I will take a call. And Hector says, what was my last time in a movie theater? It's been a while. It might have been Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah. Which was a lot of fun. It was very silly, but a lot of fun. And I really, really, really loved Andrew Garfield. He was very adorable in that movie, and it made me realize, oh, it's not his fault. He makes a great Spider-Man. They were just bad scripts that didn't let him Spider-Man enough. And it's something I realized about superhero movies is that the superheroes aren't really street level. Everything's so epic and big and out of proportion to human scale that you just sort of lose a connection with the stakes. And like just returning to watching some episodes of Batman the Animated Series, like he's street level. Like he's not super powered Batman. He's just a guy who throws chairs and batarangs and crashes through windows. But it made things feel like they mattered more. And we don't get to see superheroes like Spider-Man doing human scale stuff all that often. And also, if you watch like the original Christopher Reeve Superman movie, like he's saving a kitten from a tree, and it's the most adorable thing. I wish we could see more of that, because all this iconoclasmic, apocalyptic, world-ending stuff, I mean, it's just, how many times can the world get destroyed, man? But No Way Home was cute just for all of the nostalgia bait. Like they lured me in with nostalgia, and it worked, and they did it well. But I'm fully aware of what a silly movie it is. And the ending is sad. I love a good sad ending. Oh, we have some new people. I have not seen a cross. You must go. I'm waiting to see that on the small screen. I will see it, but it's going to be a small screen thing for me. Because I love the original one. I thought it was great, but it was like, the flashiness of it was really hard for me. And everyone says that this one is even more epilepsy-inducing. So I feel like I'll be able to take it better on the small screen. You know, I don't have epilepsy, but I'm still, like, I don't like lights flashing in my eyes for a long time. And Management Name says, what size are my canvases? Oh, I don't know. I tend to work at a very high resolution. Yeah, Webier says, the stakes don't have to be save the world all the time. Matthew says, Batman was always trying to help the villain. Oh, yeah. Like in we watched a lot of Clayface episodes lately. And Batman is like, what's his name? Matt Hagen. It's like, Matt, it's my offer to help still stands. We can cure your condition. And he's like, no, Batman, I have my own way. No. And I always just wonder, like, why? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they want help from Batman? But there's a reason that they are villains. And it's also the tragedy of you can't make people accept help. Boy, I love the original series. And just like with Unicorn, we don't see too much stuff that takes itself seriously anymore. Everything's very, bitter and cynical. But that original Batman, as heartbreaking as it is, how sad so many of the episodes were, it lived in its own world. It was confident in its own universe building, and I just loved it so much. Music has a lot to do with it too. Oh, the tangents. And Manny said, honestly, I'll just wait until it comes out on DVD. Oh man, I missed a lot. I don't want another Electric Soldier Porygon incident. Wow. And Mega Joe says, I didn't like how Batman was in Justice League Unlimited. The Batman movie from Matt Reeves was a breath of fresh air. On Justice League Unlimited, he was... Well, he's considered a heavy for some reason. And I think to keep up with the other Justice Leaguers, they had Batman's punches hurt more than they conceivably should. And, it is what it is. I really like Justice League Unlimited. I like how Batman is... He's best in his detective role in Justice League Unlimited. And... Did they keep it going? I know in Justice League he was saying he was only going to be a part-time member because, his heart belongs to Gotham. I can't remember if they addressed that in Justice League Unlimited. It's been a while since I've seen it. But I like the idea of Batman not being in the Justice League, that he just sort of skulks around the edges of it. Because they're so... He's kind of silly when you group him with actual super-powered beings. And, I know, it takes very clever writing to keep it believable. Which I think they did in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, the animated series. Even on Young Justice, where Batman is giving Superman parenting advice, which is, that is also silly because it is not good parenting to bring small children on crime-fighting expeditions, but in the context that they're being trained to do it, and this is a world where superheroes are a thing. Like, it's kind of like bring your daughter to work day every day with Batman. Like, in that way, he's a good dad, I guess. I don't know. Superheroes are silly. Why do I like them so much? I don't know. And what do I think of the Five Nights at Freddy movie announcements? I don't like that stuff.
I did a couple shots on
You did a couple shots on what?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
When did you do a couple shots on Five Nights at Freddy's?
We worked on the trailer a couple weeks ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was just assigned to it at the very end.
Huh.
And I was like, this is odd.
Yeah. Okay. Well, heard it here first. I just found out that Nate worked on a few shots of Five Nights at Freddy's. Cool. And Mega Joe says the Batman movie from Matt Reeves was a breath of fresh air. I'm kind of on the fence about that one. It's just, I like the detective aspect to it. I just don't think it should be. I think Batman should be emotional, but not depressing. And the movie was just depressing. And it felt pretty grounded in some places and completely off the wall in other places. So it was, I don't know, I thought it was okay. I thought Robert Pattinson was a surprisingly good Batman. I had zero expectations that he would be good, but his performance was engaging to me because he was very good at emoting without doing a thing. Like he was very expressive while being stoic, and that's hard to do. Or maybe I was just searching too hard. I don't know. But I didn't hate the movie like I thought I was gonna, but it didn't leave me with... Look, what I want is a live-action version of Mask of the Phantasm. That is all I want. That is just, like, use the movie as the storyboards and just make it beautiful and make it just moody and gorgeous and lovely and sentimental and bittersweet and just do that. Just, why can't they do that? Why can't they just Mask of the Phantasm? Do it. Just do it. It would make money. It would make money. I guarantee it would make money. How cool would the Phantasm look in live action? I've always wanted to make a real Phantasm costume with dry ice that could create a mist. Oh, I missed the bottom of the chat. Law NDAs don't count telling your partner or family, am I right? Well, now the internet knows. But it's not revealing anything. You can't... It doesn't matter. As long as you don't reveal anything about the project, you can say you worked on stuff. I tend to be a little bit close-chested about what I've worked on just because I'm so opinionated. And I always appreciate work, no matter what it is, but let's just say I'm really anxious to work on my own stuff. I'm tired of not fitting in. So I think the only place I'll fit in is if I just make my own stuff. Do you think there's an argument to be made that Batman works better in animation than live action? Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Because he's a fantasy character. And technology has gotten to the point where we can realistically, no, I wouldn't say realistic, believably portray fantasy characters on screen. But you're still looking at a guy in a cape and tights, and there's like a silliness to it that's hard to overcome when it's live action. And in animation, there's more of what's that word? Suspension of disbelief. I call it like a suspension of silliness, and you can take it more seriously. Because you're not looking at, the limitations of the costume, or I didn't think that was going to be that texture, or, like once you put something in animation, you're already going into a fantasy world, even if the animation is grounded and realistic. And I think superheroes, I really like superheroes, but they are silly. And what you've seen in all these superhero movies, the reason they're not satisfying is that the movie makers are trying to bring them away from the comic books and the source material because they think it's silly. What do you want? Yellow spandex? Like, you remember that line from X-Men? And the fans are like, well, yeah, we do want yellow spandex, but I guess that's too silly. So don't do it in live action, do it in animation, and no one's going to complain about the yellow spandex. Because I like the bright and colorful and emotional superheroes in their original form. But when you see it done well, like Christopher Reeve's Superman, it's like seeing your cartoon character come to life. It's like the magic of Roger Rabbit. It's like that cartoon character is alive and he's real and he exists and I can go to town and spend my vacation there. And it's wonderful, but we don't get that experience very often in films. So yeah, I could definitely make an argument that Batman is better animated than in live action without having to invoke any examples. Just talking about it in principle. In principle, superheroes are better animated, I think. But I am biased. That's just my opinion. It costs less to animate Clayface in 2D rather than 3D. It costs less to animate anything in 2D. It's ridiculous. Do you remember back in the day when Disney justified shutting down 2D production because they said that 3D was going to save them money? And now every movie has a budget of like 300 million, 500 million. Does anybody remember when they said that CG was going to be cheaper? I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. And Hector says live action with the aid of animation for special effects. Yeah, I think the most effective use of CG is augmentation. So you don't have fully CG characters, but you have practical characters, practical things, where CG just enhances and augments it just a little bit to do things that aren't practical to do practically. Do you guys remember Where the Wild Things Are? Like that was some creepy, effective stuff. I don't know why. That movie, it's like filled me with a bit of vague horror. I don't know why. But the characters were really believable. Really real. They just looked real. Or like Buckbeak in Harry Potter, when Harry Potter's petting Buckbeak's little big chompy beak. And it feels real because the beak is real. And they just built the CG character around the real beak prop. Really effective, really cool. I just really dislike it when you have an actor in a scene and then the action sequence starts and he turns into a completely CG character, and it looks cheap even though it costs $300 million. And with a little bit of planning and a little bit of restraint, they could create something that feels really believable because it's been done before. Or you could just animate it. Maybe redo Mask of the Phantasm, but with a better budget so that you could... Because the only thing that Batman Mask of the Phantasm suffers from is they didn't have a big enough animation budget, and the performances could have been a lot better. The script deserved a much bigger budget. To me, Mask of the Phantasm is the best Batman. Like the purest, most delicious Batman in existence. I freaking love that movie. Hector says everything is better with animation. And, Manny said, oh, I'm just scrolling up. Hey, No Parking Barry is here. Hey. He says the creators of Molly McGee worked on Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. Oh, that's cool. I remember that show. It was neat looking. Hector says, are you saying animation adaptations must be live action and will make more money? No, I'm just saying that that's the best Batman, and everyone, when they are presented with the best Batman, will love that Batman and give that Batman money. And Trevor says, when I was a kid, the first TMNT movie came out, and it might as well have been the Second Coming of Jesus. It was that big of a deal. That was a great movie. I think it holds up really, really well. And again, it takes itself seriously, has really great practical effects. Of course, they're very limited, but think how awesome a movie like that could be with that lighting, with that tone, with that sense of taking itself seriously. And TMNT, when we talk about silly, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is just about the silliest thing anyone has ever come up with ever. I mean, even the biggest fans of the franchise have to admit that. But when you look at that movie and you see, okay, there's a story here, there's characters here, there's a universal struggle here, and they craft a story around that. You take the silliest premise and make it something meaningful. And it's a beautiful thing. I really like that movie. I don't consider myself a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, but I really like that movie. I don't have anything against TMNT, it just never appealed to me that much. Except for the theme song from the cartoon show, which is so cool. I would just watch the theme song and then change the channel. I really like the theme song. That and Thundercats. Okay. By the way, any thoughts on Adult Swim swallowing up Cartoon Network? What do you mean? Is everything... There's no Cartoon Network anymore? What does that mean? Well, I feel like Adult Swim has encroached on Cartoon Network since years ago. Like, regular show felt like an Adult Swim show to me. I remember the beginning of Adult Swim. I knew the guy who shot the pool sequence. And there was like a real vibe back then that you were watching something so cool. I would stay up all night watching everything on Adult Swim. Drawing along. Oh man, Space Ghost was so funny. How have they not tried to redo Space Ghost? That is like, that show cost 2 cents to do. You could do it even easier now. Dare I thicken up all these lines? Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I think she needs thicker lines. This thumb isn't right. This thumb is even wronger than before. What a bad thumb. Okay, I'm not gonna thicken up all the lines. I'm gonna... Ooh, wall of text. Inkwell says, love the adult-oriented Hanna-Barbera vibe of early Adult Swim. Everything from Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, to Venture Brothers played into that aesthetic to some degree, and it was all the more memorable and funny for it. Yeah, and even C-Lab was... I have no idea what C-Lab was about, what it was for, but I just remember laughing and laughing. It's like when you watched the original Adult Swim, you got a contact high. And you were like, wait, what did I just watch? I feel real good. I don't know why. But then it just started getting darker and darker. I checked out of Adult Swim a little bit before Assy McGee. I can't remember who made that show, but I think that's when I just made up my mind. I was like, I wasn't even going to try to watch it anymore. I still liked Venture Brothers, even though it kind of... I don't know. I don't want to say it jumped the shark, but it became a different show. But I still really like the characters for the most part, and there's a mystery aspect to it that I'm like, I'd like to get this figured out. So if they're still doing the Venture Brothers movie, I will watch that. And also, it was by far the nicest looking thing on Adult Swim. Really interesting character designs and great vocal performances. Yeah, children are wearing Rick and Morty shirts even. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. Like, my niece and nephew watch Rick and Morty, and I want to sit down and be like, why do you like it? And they say it's funny. Like, I just find it so deeply depressing. Just every episode is about the futility of existence. And, yikes. I don't know. That's why, I mean, I like cynical humor, I like dark humor, but I've sort of had enough of it, but you guys know that. Oh, and... Trevor says, all of my former animation classmates were 3D and I was the crazy one sticking with 2D. Oh, that's my story too. That's my story too. But my classmates were very kind, and they respected my business plan of just outliving everybody else in the world that knows how to animate 2D. And then it's like that eventually I'll be in demand once everyone else dies of old age, and I'll still be kicking around. I think long term. Silliness should be serious. Yes, I take silliness very seriously, Mega Joe. I agree. And they're airing a retro Cartoon Network block on Adult Swim. What? Adult Swim is going to start at 6 p.m. and it's going to show classic Cartoon Network shows like Kids Next Door, Powerpuff, and Dexter. Oh boy. Tobon Studios had to go. You're welcome for the stream. And I'm scrolling down to the bottom of the chat. Matthew Simpson said, I worked on season 3, still a fan, but I get what you mean. I can't remember what happened in season 3 of Venture Brothers. Which one was that? Is that after they... Oh, it's been a while since I've seen the series. There have been 7 seasons? Okay. Let's see, what... Oh, it's already past midnight. Bonkers. So one of these days I'll be able to finish up and color more than one thing per stream. But somebody once said that they don't like this part of the drawing, that they just prefer the sketching, and that I should do all the finishing offline. What do you guys think? Should I just prioritize sketching and finish everything else offline? What's the word, Mockingbird? Okay, lines and color. Let's see, what should I drop the major color in? Let's do the gray. Like I said, I've seen shoes before, so I know how they work. Just reminding you all, since that is not evidenced visually. But yeah. Oh, Rick and Morty, season 3 was fun. Thanks for your contribution. I thought they was talking about Venture Brothers. What the heckin' heck? Okay, so this and 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 this are white. I will expand. It will be grand, and I shall color this with all my might. And this is pink. There's some details here that I just didn't get to. Yes, this does make the dropping of color easier. But maybe I do miss the sketchiness of doing the builder brush. Now, I think one thing that I don't understand just all of the... She's wearing a hat? I just realized that she's wearing a hat. Darn it. Dang her. I'm going to move over to a paintbrush now. Let's see what this does. Acrylic glaze. So is that a hat or is it part of her hair? I don't know. Perhaps we shall never know. It will be a mystery until the end of time. I just like getting some sort of texture in here. So when you just do flat color, it looks so sterile. I liked that. Let's see. I am going to do just a little soft round here. Knock back the opacity. Get some cheekiness in there. And let's see. I'm gonna go back to my favorite builder brush. So this goes like this. This goes like this. Is this still tango? It's almost the exact same beat. Crazy. Back just finished the new episode. It was awesome. Of Unicorn. Her jacket should be puffier. That looks more like her jacket. Okay, let's see if I can do a fancy thing. You guys think I could do a fancy thing? Shabam. Well, it has to do that first. Then I colorize. And Let's go to defaults. Whoops. Clear, darling, clear. Okay. Oh, it's only supposed to be an hour. Okay, what do you guys think? That added a little more dimension to it. Let me add a couple little highlights here and there. Okay, let's find. Where's the Pank? Pank. Oh, bother. I messed up the levels. Oh, no. Oh, well. I'll just make do. Oh my gosh, just let me do these things. It's too dark. I'm losing it now. I think it's really time for me to button this up. Okay, so I think she is done. Let me add a little bit of a ground plane here. Okay, so what do you think? And looks like the chat was humming and I just didn't. Captain Carrot. So is the next total request stream on Saturday? No, it is going to be a little bit busy on this weekend. So perhaps the following Saturday is when I am aiming for another stream. So I'm sorry, I was thinking about taking some calls, but I just don't have the mental capacity to hold a conversation in my head. So I'm going to have these other sketches done throughout the week. I've got some other work I need to be attending to, but yeah, I like how Seng turned out. Maybe I should finish him first. Yeah, we'll see. But anyway, I did one. I finished one. And I am going to get my thumbnail right now while I say my goodbyes to everybody. I want to thank everyone again for stopping by and hanging out with me on these impromptu streams. And it means so much. And if you would like to support, let's see if this will work. Support, yes, support and follow on all the places. And the TeePublic shop would be fantastic if you would buy some shirts. And I've got some ideas for more t-shirt designs coming soon, which I think, I like them. I hope you guys like them too. And let's say goodbye to everybody. That I was going to go over everybody's names. Drago says, Joe promised me to do my request on your next stream. One of my principles is no promises. So I want to thank all you guys on Instagram as well, and perhaps next time I will take some calls. But, you know, my brain needs a great deal of recovery. I need sleep. I need brain food, like fish or carrots or whatever. Maybe some carrot cake would help. But besides that, you guys are awesome. Love the stimulating conversation and all the fantastic requests. I'll see you guys later.